Yo, fellas, if y'all want to see me wife a girl that looks like this, or even this, tap in with my Instagram, man. My goal is 10K followers. If y'all active, I will follow back. Come on, y'all. I know we could do it, but hey, here go the vid. We made it. NBA champions. All the hard work, all the trials and tribulations, all the doubters, all the people who said I would never be nothing. They couldn't say nothing to me now. I was an NBA champion. A few years ago, man, I was kicked off the high school team. And now, I had completed the biggest achievement at the biggest stage of them all. NBA champion and finals MVP. I was on top of the world, man. Hey, but as y'all know, it's my life. So as soon as it seemed like something going good, something come out the blue, and it's a tragedy. It's crazy how life works sometimes. You can move out the hood, but sometimes that lifestyle still follow you. And I found myself in another one of those situations. But in order for y'all to understand how this happened, we gotta travel back in time. So if y'all was here back in the day, I know y'all remember Lamont. The last time y'all seen him, we was in that rivalry game, and I gave his team work and sent them boys home. Y'all know what happened after that, but the next time I saw him, it was in college. I actually played him again in the March Madness tournament, and he was definitely talking crazy the day before the game. But let me paint the picture for y'all before we get into all that. It was the first round of March Madness, and we had to go against Iowa State. And Lamont wasn't even their star player. That would be their big man. Lamont was like the second option. And at this point in time, we was the 6th seed. I had already committed to the draft, scouts was in attendance, and I was looking to boost my stock. Plus I was playing against my high school rival, so y'all can best believe this game was personal. Like I said, y'all already know that situation that happened after that last rivalry game. And dude was talking crazy before the game too. So I was gonna make sure I'ma show him it's levels. And he's never been on my level. And tonight, he gonna find that out quick. So the first possession of the game, I went straight at him. Got the blow by, drove to the cup, and man, I got hammered. Now, I was one of the best, if not the best, college basketball player in the world. But these boys was treating it like it was WWE. I came here to hoop, not wrestle. That just show you them boys can't guard, man. But hey, it's been a minute since I talked to y'all. So let me remind you, and for the ones that's new here, check it out. When I'm at the line, it's 100% every single time. You already know what it is. I'm not gonna lie though, we started off this game very slow, but this putback by our big man got us that energy we needed. And while that was going on, I got into a little bit of a shoving match with Lamont. I just had to show bruh he was too little. He was talking trash before the box out, so he deserved that one. And you know he from where the drug dealers at. Whole lot of bricks. But I got the board, I was pushing in transition, and I don't know what's y'all favorite type of chips, but me personally, I mess with them barbecue lays. And I drove straight to the cup and got me a decent sized bag. But I ain't gonna lie, right after that, they had ended up calling a timeout. And honestly, we needed to go over some stuff. It was a super slow start to the game, and we was the 6th seed. This team wasn't even ranked, so it was unacceptable for us to be starting off this slow against these bums. But honestly, I wasn't even tripping. Y'all know me. Lamont was a pipsqueak, and he couldn't guard me. I hit him with the Euro step and got the easy lay. That thing was crazy. Skipped through the lane, laid it right over their big man. I was telling them, hey man, y'all better put somebody else on me. And y'all already know how I get. Once I get one bucket, it's wraps from there. Drove straight to the cup and had to go ahead and put they big man on the poster real quick. I bet y'all $50 I'll have his girl put that on her wall later. Speaking of girls, I remember before the tournament, Lonny was nagging me about my passing. She said I need to distribute the ball more, so I also was trying to find my teammates in this game. And on their next possession, Lamont came down, hit a tough mid-range jump shot, and we had to call timeout again. And during that timeout, coach told me to sit down for a little bit. But honestly, I ain't even want to sit on the bench. I ain't gonna lie, I could have played the whole 40 minutes that game. I was just focused on beating this team and showing Lamont it's levels, bruh. You could never mess with me. But as soon as I got back in, I was feeling like the K9 unit. I was ready to attack. I went straight at Lamont, and I ended up getting a nice dime to our big man. The second string guys was actually hooping, because when I got back in, we had built up a lead. But shout out to my boy Peter Griffin. Hey Lamont, up, you dropped something. Got the easy steal, and I had to go crazy on the fast break. Threw that thing off the glass. Hey! And right after that dunk, I stared him down while hanging on the rim. At this point, we was up 16, and we was hooping like we need to do. And I guess they ain't read the scouting report. Boom! Come on, man, you can't let me get open off a down screen like that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, we was definitely starting to run away with this game. I mean, these boys ain't even belong here. They couldn't hoop with us. But every time I got the ball, it felt like the spotlight was just on me and Lamont the whole time. Like they wasn't focused on no other players, just me and him going at it. And I'ma be honest, I was definitely winning the battle by a large margin. And it's crazy because he was doing all that talking before the game, and now we in the game and he ain't doing too much of nothing. Ain't nobody stopping me yet. But you know, we getting the board, pushing in transition as we usually do. You know that boy Lamont can't stay in front of me for too long. Hey! Got another easy dunk. I ain't gonna lie, I was acting a fool this game. Man, I was trying to dunk everything. Man, I was stumbling into the crowd after I missed that dunk. But coach was telling me to chill out. Just play discipline. We ain't gotta do all that extra stuff. And they big man was starting to cook. I told y'all that was the best player on their team. But hey, I know y'all ain't think I was going for that. Caught him lacking in help side and hey! Yeah, that poster was wicked. I ain't gonna lie. I jumped so high I didn't even see Buddy standing right there. I mean, it was like my head was at the rim. I didn't even see him until the ball went through the basket. And by this point in the game, we was up by almost 20. And I ain't gonna lie, on the next defensive possession, I got caught sleeping and Lamont hit a wide open three. Coach had called timeout and got on my head about that one, but I told him it was all good because I had quarters. Because I put Lamont in the spin cycle like we was at the laundromat. It was too easy. Things was definitely starting to get rowdy though. I mean, they student section was loud and Lamont started hacking. On this play, he definitely pushed me out of bounds. But I guess the ref was an Iowa State fan and didn't want to call it. I mean, you can't really call a force out, but come on, man. He was fouling the whole time. I didn't just run out of bounds by myself. But anyway, I told y'all that big man was tough. He kept cooking the whole game. He was trying to get them boys back in it. But we wasn't going to let that happen. And on this possession, I guess that defender ain't a fan of Pop-Tarts. But it's cool though. He must be a fan of barbecue Lays. But man, back on the defensive end, our bigs was struggling. We could not stop their best player. I mean, he was getting whatever he wanted. And I couldn't switch on to him because I already told coach I wanted to guard Lamont the whole game. But it was all good. I got the board. We pushing in transition like we normally do. Had to move him out the way because he too little, and I got the and one bucket. Hey man, that layup was crazy. You know I had to switch it up and put some finesse on it. Hey, what y'all have for breakfast? Man, I had some eggs, bacon, and I also had some toast. But you can't forget about the jelly though. I've been telling y'all from the jump. These boys cannot guard me out here. They can't do nothing with me. On the next possession on defense, ended up getting another steal. Wasn't nobody in front of me. So you know I had to go crazy again on the rim. Hey! looking like young MJ with that cradle dunk. And after that, I was hyped. I already knew he was finna move on to the next round in March Madness. I guess Lamont was learning his lesson. Hey, you don't start nothing, but you finish everything. The next time he was guarding me, I basically told him, hey bro, you can't with me. And he said if he catch me outside of this, it's gonna be up there. But at the time, I ain't think nothing of it. I honestly wasn't worried about it. I was too busy trying to chase this national championship, and I was already committed to the draft. I was finna be in the league. I ain't had time to worry about this dude and what he was talking about. He ain't never did nothing anyway. Y'all know it was his peoples that did it. And with 56 seconds to go, after they hit this last free throw, coach said that was enough for the starters. Subbed us out for some of the bench players, and we had got the dub over them boys easy. And we almost won by 20. But I ain't gonna lie. On my way back to the locker room, I was happy we got the dub, but I was thinking, should I be taking Lamont seriously? I mean, y'all already know what happened after the last time we played. Plus, I got the NBA in front of me, endorsement deals in front of me. I ain't got time for nothing extra. So I hope this wasn't gonna lead to nothing crazy. After winning the championship, during the off season, I wanted to donate some money to the rec center that was close to my crib. I guess it got a lot of media coverage, and Lamont and his people on the east side, they knew I was gonna be there. And man, y'all already know what happened next after this. Me and my brother were walking out, and I guess I just didn't see the car. And then next thing you know, shots was flying. I ain't gonna lie. At first, I thought I got hit in my shoulder. So the next day I checked myself in the hospital just to make sure everything was good. And luckily, it was only just a graze. I ain't get hit for real. Now the dude in the car had a mask on, but I already know who sent him. I already know Lamont was behind it. And honestly, I was getting tired of this stuff, man. It seemed like I couldn't shake this lifestyle. Only reason I came back home was to give back. But man, I couldn't even do that without getting shot at. It's a shame. I know y'all probably thinking it was a minor setback for a major comeback and everything cool. But man, little did I know, my whole world was gonna come crashing down. A few days later, I got the worst news of my life. The Bulls had decided to release me. I guess after having a previous situation in high school and now another one in the NBA, they consider me a flight risk. And the GM, he wanted no parts of that. It seemed like the whole world was shocked, and so was I. I was in my room staring out the window for hours, and I couldn't stop thinking about the situation. I mean, it really could have been prevented, and everything I worked for, it had been taken from me that fast. Despite winning the NBA championship and all that, one situation ruined the whole thing. Man, I was stressing, pacing back and forth in my room for hours. But hey man, that just go to show y'all, when you get to a high status, you gotta watch how you moving. But honestly, I ain't know what the future will hold for me. But despite all the stuff that was going on, my agent informed me it was still possible for a team to pick me up. So technically, my NBA dreams wasn't over. It was just a matter of who decided to take a chance on me. All I needed was another opportunity, but this time, I can't let nothing get in my way. Next thing you know, I was back on the court, but only this time, I wasn't in the black and red. I was in the blue and red. Blue, red, and white, actually. I'm a member of the Wizards now, and I know what y'all thinking. This one of the worst teams in the league. Why would you even be happy about going here? But hey man, I was just happy to beat all the stuff that was going on and get back on the court. Now I know this wasn't gonna be the best situation, but hey, maybe I can turn this whole thing around. During practice, I could see that some of these dudes was really talented. I mean, we had Jordan Poole and Kuzma, and I had the championship DNA, so maybe we could make it to the playoffs this year. I had extra motivation this season. My team gave up on me, and I was being painted as the villain. So I mean, why not accept that role and try to go out here and do what I do? And before the first game, I got a phone call from one of my close friends.
Hey bro, listen. Take all of this negative energy, turn it into a positive. This comes with the game. You've been hated basically all your life. High school, college, now at the highest level. At the end of the day, people back in the hood don't want to even see you win, bro. Whether you're trying to give back or not. Listen, you the villain now. If you ask me, I'll take it personally. You got a new opportunity. Now go show everybody that championship wasn't a fluke. And show them you're the best player in the league. Love, bro.
And just like that, here we are. My sophomore season in the league. Only this time, I'm in a different jersey. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I was filled with a lot of different emotions. I was angry, excited, happy, whatever you could think of. But hey, it's time to go out here and handle business. I gotta put everything that's in the past behind me. And I'm coming off a championship and a finals MVP. And you heard what my bro said. Hey, I gotta show them that wasn't a fluke. So as soon as that tip-off happened, I was locked in. I was ready to go. We had to go up against the Pacers. They had Siakam and Halliburton. But hey, y'all know me. I don't care if they had King Kong and Godzilla. I was finna come out here and get straight to the buckets. And on the first play of the game, got some barbecue lays right over Halliburton. And we picking up right where we left off. I'm in MVP mode. I'm not gonna lie to y'all though. It definitely was a struggle getting used to things at first. See, one thing people don't tell you, when you get on a new team, it's an adjustment. It's a whole new system, and you got a bunch of different players. And I'll be honest, we most definitely had way more talent on that Bulls team. I mean, but that's expected though. We just won a championship. As I drive in and get the tough layup. And I'm gonna be honest, when we used to play the Wizards last year, man, we wouldn't even take these boys serious. We would just circle it as an automatic dub on the calendar. So I already knew what other teams thought of us. So hey, we gotta come out here and hoop. And the best way to do it is to get these boys a Pop-Tart. Got Halliburton with the pump fake, drove in, and I tried to slam it over Miles Turner. But hey, I'm a little rusty. It's been a minute. Ended up missing that dunk, and I almost got injured, I ain't gonna lie. And right after that play, I looked over at the bench, and I could already tell coach wasn't rocking with that. I guess that was a pretty bad way to give a first impression. But it's all good though, because there's a whole lot of more basketball left to play. And up in the second quarter, we had a small lead over the Pacers. And you already know, I was finding them shooters. Hey man, new team, same dimes. Ain't nothing changed. And what also ain't changed is me getting the board and pushing in transition. And I ended up getting a crazy poster dunk on a pipsqueak. And I'm not gonna lie, this dude right here, he was a walking lick. The whole game, I was giving this boy wreck. I mean, this dude was barely 6 foot and probably about $180. I ain't gonna lie, he ain't stand a chance. Just like me alone in a room with Violet Myers. Hey man, I told y'all he too little. As the second quarter went on, man, this game was close. But I was still looking to attack. And on the very next possession, I ended up getting another poster right over Halliburton. Hey, coach was tripping on me trying to dunk on people earlier, but now, I think I got the stamp of approval. I mean, I had to remind that boy I was still him. Hey, what's y'all favorite type of cookies? Me? I prefer Oreos, as I got the steal on Halliburton, drove to the lane, and got the tough Euro late. I mean, it wasn't even halftime yet, and I was already starting to heat up. This debut was finna go crazy. Hey man, we gotta keep it going though. And on the very next possession, I called for a screen, and I guess these boys forgot I was a shooter. I hit a step back, And man, I was wide open for the three. And just like that, boom! I knocked it down with ease. I mean, y'all know how I do. I'ma get to the cup, but that shot ain't going nowhere. But hey, y'all know what's better than one big booty Latina? Boom! Two big booty Latinas as I hit my second three of the game. And by this point, it was the start of the third quarter. And man, the Pacers was kind of cutting it close. That boy Halliburton even got me on the back cut. I ain't gonna lie, I was sleeping though. On the very next possession, I called for a screen, drove to the cup, and I got a tough finish. Hey, I better put somebody else on me. But them boys ended up taking the first lead of the game. Caught the ball at the top. I had Halliburton on me and hey! Drove right past that boy. And I caught they big man lacking in help side. Hey man, this was like my third poster of the game. This reminded me of that college Corey Cash. I was trying to put the league on notice all game, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to get buckets, but I also wanted to win. And that boy Siakam ended up hitting a crazy contested three over me. Hey, that boy was different. I see why the Pacers picked him up. Hey, but that don't mean nothing. They ain't got me on their team. And if you going up against me, hey, you betting against yourself. As I get the steal on Buddy Hield and pass it to JP. I ain't gonna lie, my dude Jordan was cool. But hey, I had to tell him, if you get out of line, I'm gonna do you like Draymond. And it's gonna be worse. If I hit you, you're gonna be in the hospital for a few weeks. As Halliburton hit the three, but we still got a 3-point lead though, I ain't tripping. Drove to the cup, got a nice little Euro reverse lay. Better tell them boys about them barbecue chips. And then they put this lick back in the game. Should have left them out, to be honest. I was wide open on the break, threw that thing off the glass, and hey! I had like 6 dunks at this point. Hey, y'all can't lie, man. I was putting on a show for the first game of the season. But the game ain't over. We still got work to do. And we only had a 1-point lead. But then I drove to the cup and got like my 7th dunk of the game. I was really going crazy. The Pacers might want to call the Army, the Air Force, the military, the National Guard. And you gonna need all of them to stop me. And you should probably also release this point guard. I mean, at this point, I had like 3 steals on Buddy alone. And on this next possession, I had one of the best plays of my life. That same dude kept guarding me, so I decided to ice on him. I was at the wing, drove on him, had to bump him because he was way too little. And then I rose up and hit a windmill. Hey! I'm not gonna lie, that was sick. And that dunk gave us the momentum we needed. So I called for the ball again. I was on fire. And oh my Jesus Christ, what was that move? I hit Halliburton with something crazy, bumped him, and then got the tough finish at the rim. Hey man, I was going so crazy, I'm out here creating new moves. And I was pushing people around the whole game. They need to get in the weight room. Unfortunately, I missed that layup, but they had the lick dribbling the ball. You know, I stole it from him and got the easy dunk right over him. I'm not gonna lie, if he still got a contract after this game, the NBA need to look at themselves in the mirror and question everything they doing. And with 1:31 left to go, we had a sizable lead, so coach subbed me out, and we ended up getting a dub by 19. It was a great way to start the season. New team, new situation. Hey, but I still had that winning mindset. And I was telling JP on the way to the locker room, hey, we might have something brewing here. I know we played the Pacers and they ain't that much comp, but hey, we can build off this. And on top of that, I ended up dropping 54. Yeah, I know. Crazy for a debut. Well, if you made it this far, you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate y'all boys for tuning in. And I know it's been a minute, but I'm back now. We finna go crazy this season. But I don't know, man. It seemed like I got a much bigger workload now that I'm on this team. But I ain't tripping. It's a revenge season. And hopefully, it'll all pay off in the end. I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next one. I'm telling y'all, my lay package is becoming crazy. It might be better than Cuzzo's. Don't tell him I said that, but hey, I gotta be confident. I can't wait till I play him. Are you kidding me? A layup package better than mine? Hey man, be careful what you ask for. It's all good though, that matchup coming soon. But anyway, what's good with y'all boys? If you new here, make sure you check out that last episode and subscribe to the channel. But I ain't even finna waste y'all time. Let's get straight back into it. So the second game of the season, we had a matchup against Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. And I ain't gonna lie, when I played him last year on the Bulls, hey, that boy Ja was cooking. So best believe I remember that. So coming into this game, I was looking to go crazy. Second game of the season, it's time to set the tone. And from the moment tip-off happened, y'all already know, I was locked in and ready to go. They had Ja matched up on me to start. Hey, that's my dog, but he gonna be in for a long night. Trust me. Starting off, my teammates was locked in. Jordan Poole got straight to the cup and got an easy lay. And on the other side of the ball, I was trying to play that defense, you know what I'm saying? Had to hit Ja Morant with the up, you dropped something. Shout out Peter Griffin, and threw the nice bounce pass to my big man, and he rose up. Hey! I'm telling y'all, I'm coming different this season. I'm trying to get that MVP, and on this possession, I took that thing straight to the cup, and I had to introduce Ja to them barbecue lays. Favorite kind of chips, man. This was really a matchup that people wanted to see. I mean, you got two young up-and-coming guards in the league, and both could become the face. So, hey, it's a marquee matchup. So on this possession, I call ISO, and like A-cups, hey, you're not big enough, little dude. Had to show Ja Morant, I've been in that weight room. But y'all already know how he get, man. He came on the other end and got a bucket himself. Hey, man, I told you it's a marquee matchup. It's going to be back and forth, tit for tat. On the next possession after that, he got another bucket right over me. That boy was trying to expose me early on. But hey, it's a whole lot of game left to play. So y'all think I was going to back down like that? Pushed it in transition, drove right past him, and went to Dunkin' Donuts. Hey! Don't let that dunk fool you. I definitely prefer Starbucks over Dunkin'. But anyway, on the next possession, Ja Morant came right back down and called the ISO on me again. Drove and got the tough finish over our big man. I'm telling y'all, this was going to be back and forth. But like I said, we got to set the tone, man. Hey! And on this possession, JP threw it up for a crazy lob. That definitely turned the arena up, I ain't gonna lie. Like me in the room with Angela White, they didn't even stand a chance at all. But it definitely didn't stop there. On the next possession, gave Desmond Bane a Pop-Tart, drove to the lane. Hey! I'm telling y'all, man, I'm gonna be a problem this year. If y'all thought last season was crazy, hey man, wait till y'all see me by the end of this season. I'm telling y'all, for everybody that slept on me, they gonna regret it. I'm trying to become the face of the league. And on this possession, called for that nice pick and roll action, got the easy dime to the big man. And just like that, we had a 6-point lead. And as the game went on, the Grizzlies was definitely fighting, I ain't gonna lie. But like watching the Ice Spice music video, hey man, we was way too much to handle. I don't know if they was gonna make it to the end. Sound like me and Kalani. But anyway, got the easy 1-2 in the Euro bucket right over Marcus Smart. And then on this possession, called for the screen, coming off that. Hey! Doing what I usually do best, taking flight. And I'ma keep it honest with y'all, man. I was working out with Lonny over the summer, and it seemed like my hops then got even higher than they was last year. I mean, I was jumping like crazy. Every time I drove to the lane and saw somebody, it felt like I was jumping over them as I get the assist to Kyle Kuzma. But anyway, like I was telling y'all, man, the bounce getting real crazy. I might have a 60-inch vertical. Hey! Rest in peace, that boy right there. But anyway, as this game went on, man, I was making everything happen. Assists, rebounds, steals, points. I ain't gonna lie, I had my fingerprints all over this game. I mean, the Grizzlies, they was hooping, don't get me wrong. But hey, like a car, they just couldn't handle it. You get it? Because a car got a steering wheel, not a handle, couldn't handle it because it ain't got, yeah, y'all get it. And oh my dear Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior, did y'all see how I 360 postered Jaren Jackson? Oh my goodness, it's different, man. I told y'all, them summer workouts got me right. But even though that dunk was insane, in the fourth quarter, the Grizzlies ended up taking the lead. I ain't gonna lie, we was hooping at first, but hey, they just went on a fat run, and we had to come back from it. And I ain't gonna lie, I was in foul trouble, but I was still doing my best to be aggressive and try to get points on the board whenever I could. And if not that, just making the right play. But I guess they ain't read the scouting report. Boom! Yeah, don't get it twisted, man. I be dunking a lot, but y'all know I could shoot. Y'all been watching me since high school. I could shoot in high school. I could shoot at Stanford. Tell Kalani I could shoot the club up. Hey, it don't matter. I'm a shooter. Shooters gonna shoot. Next thing you know, man, we was within 4. So I grabbed the rebound. I'm pushing in transition. I'm looking. I see my boy. Boom! And he knocked down the tray ball. But it seemed like every time we scored, they come back on the other end and score. I ain't gonna lie, they was not trying to get his lead up. And Marcus Smart, he was playing some good defense. But hey, he way too little, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And with 4 minutes left to go, if we didn't make a run now, we was probably gonna lose this game. So we had to capitalize off of every possession. And on this defensive possession right here, I was guarding Ja Morant, followed him to the corner, and the Memphis referees definitely called a petty foul. And just like that, I had fouled out the game. And we didn't even challenge the call or nothing. We was just gonna have to take the L. And just like that, despite me having 39 points, Memphis would get the 16-point dub. And then we was on to the next. A few games later, we had another marquee matchup. But this time, it was against the Celtics. And I ain't gonna lie, at the start of the season, they only had about 2 losses. So coming into this game, we definitely was the underdogs, even though we was at home. But we don't care about none of that. Grabbed the rebound, pushing in transition, broke Drew Holiday off. I seen Tatum in the lane. Hey, that's my brother. We both from the Lou, so I spared him. I wasn't gonna dunk on him. I'll just get the easy barbecue lays. And one thing I could say I immediately brought to this team was fast-paced offense. Hey, we was moving that thing in transition. Hey! And after getting 2 dunks back-to-back, I ain't gonna lie, your boy was locked in. The Celtics might be in for one of them nights. But Tatum pulled up on the other end, drained it. He said, y'all might be in for one of these nights. I ain't gonna lie, they whole starting 5 was talented. So this was definitely gonna be a challenge. Hey! But y'all know I don't back down from a challenge. Y'all ain't new here. But that boy Tatum, he was cooking too, I ain't gonna lie. So right after that, I asked for the ball, pushed in transition, and I attempted a crazy dunk. Hey, if that would have went in, I ain't gonna lie, that might have been the dunk of all time. But speaking of dunks, I'm gonna throw the lob right up here. And Gafford gonna finish it. And the craziest part about this lob, I threw it off the backboard. I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of risky to try in that situation. But hey man, it's a new team, new season. So why not try out some new passes? Don't get me wrong, I'm taking this season serious, but I'm definitely trying to have fun with it. And we had a lot of energy going on the bench too. We might be able to pull this win off. And on this possession, we had a 1-point lead. And that boy Al Horford definitely forgot to hedge the screen. I was wide open. And I end up pulling out that 360 windmill. Hey! Yeah, I'm definitely going to have some crazy posters this season. And on this possession, same action.
Damn! Oh my God!
Dunked that thing right over Porzingis. I'm telling y'all, it seemed like every other play, I was getting a dunk. Hey, I might have to go to the combine this year just to see what my vertical like. It's gotta be a 60 or something. And rest in peace that boy Porzingis, cause after that one, that boy gone. Boom! know I'm still a shooter. Come on. Y'all gotta guard me everywhere. But it didn't stop there. Come off this double down. Boom! And got another tray ball. I'm telling y'all, the Celtics might be in for one tonight. But, man, this team is different. They came right back down and hit a three of their own. And when I thought it was over, that boy Drew Holiday pulled up again, and he laced another one. But the next time we got on offense, hey, something crazy happened. That boy Kuz set me a back screen. Got a reverse lob right over Drew Holiday. Hey, that might be the meanest poster that I had this whole game. It wasn't even nobody in the paint. The lob was wide open. I feel sorry for that boy Drew Holiday. That highlight definitely gonna be everywhere the next morning. But after that dunk, I definitely started to heat up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was trying to pick up right where I left off last season. You gotta remember, in them playoffs, I was cooking, especially in the finals. And I plan to do the same thing with this team. The organization wasn't used to winning, but I was gonna turn this thing around. I wasn't even worried about if I was gonna get future help or not. I was worried about improving my game. Yeah, that boy Al Horford need to switch off. They need somebody else on. Cause this game, I was definitely in my bag. It was like could nobody stop me out there. And this is arguably the best team in the league. So for me to do that against them, hey, that's saying something. As I get the nice dime to my boy Kuzma, and we up 5. However, that boy Tatum was definitely still in his bag too. I ain't gonna fake it, that boy Kuz probably wouldn't be able to lock him up. But for some reason, coach didn't want me switching on him. That was just a part of the game plan. But Kuz, he was definitely stepping up on the offensive end. He hit a couple of big threes this game. And if we was gonna make the playoffs, we gonna need that and then some. I mean, you gotta remember, the Celtics, they the top dogs in the East. So this could definitely be a preview of what's to come in the playoffs. So I was definitely taking this game serious. And I'm telling y'all, this team was hard to beat. And when they hitting shots like this, it ain't really much you could do. But luckily, we still had the lead in the third. And I was doing my best to just keep being aggressive. Every chance I got in transition or in the half court, I was looking to score or dish to the open man. And the Celtics was having a hard time stopping me. And do y'all remember at the beginning of the game when I said I was gonna spare Tatum? Well, about that.
Damn! Oh my God!
Psych, I lied. That boy Tatum definitely got destroyed on this poster. Better tell that boy to stay out the paint. Cause if I'm in there, ain't nobody blocking that. But this was one of those games right when we get a big bucket or a big play, they come and silence the crowd with a bucket of their own. So we just had to do our best to weather the storm. With 8 minutes left to go, had a 6-point lead, drove right past the rookie, and slammed that thing right over the top of Porzingis again. Man, when I got a full head of steam, I might be the scariest guard in the league. And you can tell every other guard I said that. I'm coming for that top spot. And on the other end, Porzingis got his get back. It wasn't on me though. And they cut the lead down to 6. And then them boys tried to go on a little run. And Tatum, he was still cooking. At that point, he had like 30 points. So we got the board, we pushing in transition. They swing it to me. Boom! Can't leave me open. Hey, I could slash, but I definitely got the jump shot. Y'all should know this by now. It's my second season in the league. And this possession would end in tragedy, as the rookie ended up dislocating his shoulder. To be honest, I ain't never had no injury like that, but it definitely looked painful. I ain't even see it at first, but I think it's when he came off of that second screen, and his arm was just awkward. After we seen it on the replay, I already knew he was probably gonna be out for some time. But hey, hopefully, it's a speedy recovery. And we still got the point, so it's all good. But with 5 minutes left to go, the Celtics cut it down to a 3-point lead. So we had to capitalize. As I rose up, dunked on Porzingis again. That boy probably gonna block me on Instagram after this. And Tatum, he got a bucket on the other end from close range. And on this possession right here, it definitely got wicked for Porzingis.
Hey!
Now, I'm no mathematician, but I think this is like my 5th time dunking on him this game. Y'all need to clear out the paint. Get Porzingis to some safety. Get him in witness protection, because he do not need to be out here. Call for the screen and roll. Boom! You gotta step up, man. And this lead was not going nowhere. The Celtics, they would get a bucket, and then Tatum rolls up for this crazy poster. I told y'all he was in his bag. At this point, it was just me and Tatum battling. Came off this double screen, and I ain't see nobody in the paint but Al Horford. So I rose up, because I knew he couldn't block me. And I had another 360 windmill for this game. I was acting up. The teammates was going crazy, but coach, he was still locked in, because the game wasn't won yet. But in the end, we ended up getting the dub. And this game definitely proved that we can hang with the big dogs. And we gonna need that type of confidence all season. And the Celtics wanted they get back. I could tell. Because after the game, they ain't even shake no hands or say no words. It's all good though. We gonna see them again. So our next matchup, we will be traveling down to Atlanta and going against the Hawks. And y'all know last time me and Trae Young faced off, it was quite the playoff series. I ended up breaking 2 playoff records in back-to-back games. The single game assist record and the single game points record. So every time me and Trae Young faced off, it was a historic game. So this one, let's see if we can duplicate that. And straight out the gate, I put Trae Young in the dirt. And I was screaming, letting the team know about it. Hey, if I could get going early, this was definitely going to be an easy game. But Trae Young, he had other thoughts, as he hit a contested 3 right over me. So I went right at him on the other end, and he was way too little, as I drove right past him for the dunk. Hey, when the last time y'all been at the gas station? Let me know what kind of chips y'all got. Y'all already know what I rock with though. And on this possession right here, I had the best dunk of the season so far. Hit DeJounte Murray with a Pop-Tart, and then rolls up baseline for the reverse, I don't even know whatchamacallit dunk. And that thing was crazy. Jumped on one end and finished on the other. And that's when I knew my athleticism was getting out of hand. I was jumping higher than everybody in the league. Every time I surpassed a certain amount of points, my teammates would just tell me to keep cooking. I mean, they would stop running plays and everything. They just give me the ball and get out the way. I mean, I wasn't tripping over it, but I was also trying to get them involved because I'm going to need them if we win in this championship. And my teammate threw the lob for the and one bucket. And I'm not going to lie, I almost dunked that thing. Trae Young was almost in the dirt. But I still got it to go. And I was definitely hyped after that bucket. I looked straight at the camera and let them boys know, can't nobody out here guard me. I'm the best in the league. And I'm on a mission to prove that. So I called ISO on Trae Young again. He way too small, he can't defend. Got the screen. And got another dunk. I know y'all remember in college when they was calling me a nightmare in transition. But now, in my second year in the league, it was looking like I was just a nightmare to guard, period. And Trae Young, he knew that. Hit him with the up, you dropped something. Got the steal, and then drove for a dunk at the other end. At this point in the game, it wasn't even halftime yet, and I already had 20 points. And I just kept ISOing Trae Young. I'm surprised they didn't switch nobody else on me. From a coaching perspective, that was a pretty dumb move. I mean, I'm having a hot start to the season. Why would you not put your best defender on me? And I'm hitting crazy layups like this? Did y'all see how I went up and then just reversed it to the other hand? That boy Lonny said he can't wait to play me. Hey, show him this clip. That boy might be in trouble too. Family, no matter what. But the Hawks, they was hitting some tough shots this game. They was keeping it close, but we was trying to stretch the lead out. And I'm telling y'all, Trae Young was a pipsqueak. That boy need to get in the weight room or something. But to be honest, that was our whole game plan going into this game. Just find whoever got Trae Young and go at him the whole time. So that's exactly what I did. I would push the ball in transition on this possession and did my dirty work in the post. Don't think I forgot about that aspect of my game. I could still tap into it sometimes. Tried to get a spin move late this play, but I kicked it out to JP and he knocked down the corner three. Me and Jordan Poole could be a good duo, and if we could get Kuz going, we'd be a good trio. But all in all, I'm the star of this team, so I gotta set the tone every game and take us to the promised land. On this one, I hit that contested lay and JP was barking at the crowd. That's how you know the team was locked in. And at this point, we had a sizable lead, and I was making everything happen, playing defense and then pushing it. And I drove right here and got the and one bucket with the slow Euro step. I can tell by looking at DeJounte Murray's face that he definitely wanted the box after this. Hey, we could do that, but for right now, you gotta stop me from stir-frying your whole defense. Bogdanovich tried to guard me. I crossed that man from the 3-point line all the way into the paint. Y'all ain't never seen nothing like that. And then I drilled the three right after. Man, Trae Young was on the bench with his hands over his face. They had no answer for me this game, and the whole team was frustrated. That's what I do to organizations. And with 8 minutes left to go, I had about 50 points already, and they still didn't switch nobody else on me. But at this point, hey, I was heated up. I don't know if a switch would have even made a difference. I was doing it on the defensive end too. Sent that boy Trae Young layup into the 5th row. When I'm locked in like this on the defensive end and on offense, I don't think anybody gonna stop this team. I don't want to make it all about me though. I mean, one of my goals for this season is to get this team better as well. We can't forget what their record was last year and how the league view them. But like I told y'all, we gonna turn this thing around. No matter who's standing in front of us, I'm confident we could beat anybody. And at this point, I was just racking up points. It didn't even feel like an NBA game anymore. It felt like I was hooping at the rec center. The Hawks was trying to fight back, but at this point, it was too late. And all the buckets I was getting, it was just way too easy. Most of the time, they would just vacate out the premises because they knew once I rose up, they wasn't blocking it. And man, after I got this foul right here, I looked up and I finally had noticed it. I had broke the franchise record for most points in the game. It's crazy I couldn't celebrate it because I was barking at the ref, but it's all good. And just like that, we easily got this dub over the Hawks. I told y'all, every time I play them, it's historic. And after a 70-point performance, I think it's safe to say I got a good chance of becoming the face of this league. Now, our focus is winning games and making it to the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. Lonny Wade and Corey Cash. We've never seen these two go against each other on the court. Only time they've went against each other was back in high school at practice. And them is private ones. No media, no fans, no one else but team members. So what happens in those practices stays in those practices. When these two linked up in high school, that team was almost unbeatable. After Corey went on to Stanford, Lonny stayed on the team his senior year, dominated, and then eventually went on to the G League. Both of these players' careers are similar, because Corey Cash also spent time in the G League. He didn't spend the full season like Lonny, but when he was there, he dominated in only 3 games. He dominated so much, he got an immediate call up to the league. Even though he was a fan favorite in the G League, he had to move on to the pros right away. And once he did, he put the world on notice. Now this season, he is playing out of his mind. He's showcasing his skills against some of the best teams in the league, as he did last season. Only this time, he's doing it in MVP fashion, making it look easy, averaging 33.3 points per game. Seems like nobody can stop him. And after being released from the Bulls and being a new member of the Washington Wizards, this team is already the second seed in the East, and we're almost at All-Star break. So he's definitely having an incredible season. Now, some people believe Cash is the best player in the league. And he's definitely on a mission to prove that. He's on a mission to prove that last year, with the Bulls, winning that championship wasn't a fluke. Some people forget this guy was the leading scorer on that team, and he got Finals MVP. So really, maybe they wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for him. He's elite on both ends of the floor, plays defense, and we already know what he does on offense. Some people even speculate he could have won MVP last year. In the voting, he finished second, right behind Luka Doncic. But he definitely put on a historic season as a rookie. It's crazy to think this season, he's playing even better. At this point in time, he is currently leading the entire NBA in All-Star votes with 2,800,000 votes. So this year, he'll most likely be a captain. Last year, he was a starter. But this year, he's definitely showing that he's up there with the best of them. He's putting on dominant performances against names like Giannis, LeBron, Luka, and Edwards, and even Shea. And just recently, he broke the franchise record for most threes in the game at 11. I'm telling y'all, man, this dude, you better watch out. Come playoff time, I wouldn't be surprised if he in the finals again. I guess we just gotta wait and see. But he has a tough matchup against his cousin, Lonny Wade. Now his story a little bit different. As y'all know, he's a G League champion. Not an NBA champion like Corey, but a G League champion. And this season, he did the same thing Corey did. Hit 11 threes in the game and broke the franchise record for most threes in a single game. In his rookie season so far, Lonny is averaging 22 points per game. And he's playing so well, some people are already giving him the Rookie of the Year award. And we ain't even hit All-Star break yet. So I guess you could say both of these guys are playing at an elite level. Only difference is, one's got a year's worth of experience more than the other one. But Lonny, teams definitely know about him. It's one of those young guys you got to put on your radar when you're going up against him. After Wemby went down with an early season injury, Lonny became the guy on this team. He definitely took charge and showed that he could be a leader. And his teammates just followed behind him. It's still a young core, so they put all their trust in him. Now Lonny, we all know what he brings to the table. He's an elite shooter, shooting well over 40% from the three this season and not looking to slow down at all. Now the Spurs, they're sitting at 12-22, while the Wizards sit at 25-10. So this is a number 2 seed versus a well lower seed. But that don't even matter. Y'all know why we here. We here for the two cousins to finally face off. This will be a matchup for the books. Arguably the two best players in the league going at it. And let me tell you, both of them are looking to come in there and cook each other. So grab a snack, a drink, whatever you need, and tune in to this classic game. And in this game, Corey will be debuting his second shoe, the CC2 Grapes. Let me know what y'all think about these in the comments below. But without further ado, let's get straight to it. And just like that, the matchup a lot of people been waiting for, it was finally here. Me versus my little cousin. Man, we hadn't played against each other since high school, and that was only practice. So this the first time I'm gonna see him in a real game. Was I nervous? Nah, but you could best believe I was up for the challenge. We used to go at it in practice, and now we get to do it at the biggest stage of them all, in the NBA. I was hyped, man. But hey, I'm competitive too. I know Lonny got some talent, but he can't mess with me, come on now. And just like that, tip off, the game was underway. I told my coach I want to guard him the whole game. Hey, iron gon' sharpen iron, so we gon' see what he bout. And this mano y mano, this game ain't about nobody else. It's the game everybody been waiting for, so hey, I'm looking to get the dub and put on a show. Hey! And on the first play of the game, I drove straight to the cup. Hey man, y'all know what I do. Hit the 360 dunk right over they center. Hey man, I'm telling y'all, I'm hooping like crazy this season. I want that MVP. And if anybody knows Lonny is me, that boy can heat up quick. So I had to stay in attack mode, and I ended up drawing a foul and almost got the and one bucket. Hey man, I was trying to be a problem for these boys early, and I could already tell that boy Lonny was frustrated at his teammate. On paper, we are the better team, so he knew that nobody needed to be in foul trouble if they was gonna have any chance of winning this game. And if we played like our best, hey, them boys might be in trouble. So he was just telling them stay calm and collected. But y'all already know when I'm at the line, it's 100% every single time. Y'all not new here, man. Y'all know what I do. And on this possession, I had to go straight at Lonny again. Hit him with a series of moves. Hey, threw up a circus shot, and that thing went in. Man, I was looking like a roly-poly after the shot. I ain't even know it went in until I got up. But I know some people in the crowd was wondering how I made that. Shit, I don't even know how I made it. And at this point, I got a nice little block. We up 6-0, so I'm finna keep attacking. Drove straight to the cup. Hey, don't y'all boys know I get my coffee at Dunkin' Donuts? Hey, I had to tell bro like I be telling them ugly girls that's trying to talk to me. You better stay in your lane and get out the way. Just imagine how his girlfriend felt in the crowd, man. You seeing your boyfriend on the ground like this, got dunked on like this, postered like this. She unfollowing him as we speak, and she taking all the bread. But man, we started off this game hot. I mean, 8-0. I didn't even expect that type of start. I know Lonny didn't either. And then my boy JP hit the wide open tray ball, which made it 11-0. Hey, them boys better lock in or they was gonna be in trouble. That boy Lonny came down the court and they had to call a timeout. But as I was going into that huddle, man, I couldn't believe it. I was really here playing in the NBA game against my cousin. Y'all know my backstory and his backstory. It's a surreal moment, man. I know everybody at the crib was watching and they was proud. But to be honest, I don't care if they proud. I'm finna destroy this man. As my teammate hit me for the wide open alley-oop. Attention all passengers. Welcome to flight number 7. Your pilot, Corey Cash, gonna make sure we land safely. Y'all boys better watch out in that lane, I'm telling you. I ain't nothing to play with. But hey, Lonny ain't nothing to play with either. He came right back down the court and hit a pull-up 3 in transition. Bang. I guess he was finally locked in after looking at all them light skins in the crowd. Hey, DC got some thick ones, I ain't gonna lie. But hey, watch your head. Hey! Got the put back dunk and it was a poster at the same time? Come on, man. Y'all been waiting on me and Cuzzo to go at it for the longest. I know y'all ain't think I was about to come in here and play with him. Like I said before, I came in here to put on a show and put the whole league on notice. This the MVP season. This the season I separate myself from everybody. And anybody standing in my way can get it. Even my own flesh and blood. I almost forgot to tell y'all. I had KK in the crowd too. Hey man, I'm scoring in this game But I'm finna score after the game as well, if you know what I mean. I'm about to have a triple-double, man. But on this play right here, things got a little intense. I fouled my boy a little bit, and we had an intense stare down. Hey, it felt like a movie. It felt like a boxing match when two heavyweights going at it. And when that happened, the arena got super loud. Everybody was hyped. This is what everybody paid to see. Spent their hard-earned money to buy these tickets and watch the two best players in the league go at it. I know Lonny only a rookie, but hey, I'm putting him on that pedestal. He ain't up there with me though. But I'll tell you what, he definitely came to play. Call for a screen, straight one dribble pull. Boom! Hey, I can't do nothing about that. Y'all know that boy a shooter. But I came down on the other end, kept attacking, drove straight to the cup, and got the easy layup right over their PG. Talk about barbecue lays. And then I just stayed in attack mode. Had Lonny guarding me on the next possession, drove right by him. Hey! Easy one-hand tomahawk. Can't stop that, man. I had to teach this young fella something. But hey, he was doing this thing too. They drew up a screen for him. I can't chase him around all of those. That boy was wide open. Boom! I'm telling y'all, this was a showdown. Now, we were up by a lot, but I don't even think the crowd was paying attention to the score. They was just watching me and Lonny's every move. I mean, every time one of us got the ball, the crowd was going crazy, and Lonny was in his bag. He ended up postering Gallinari, and then this dude straight went up to him and got all up in his face. I ain't never seen Lonny do nothing like that. But hey, it's just a testament to how hard he been working. I think it's because he been in that G League, been in them trenches. That really got him prepared for the league. Because he coming in here, and he ain't even playing like a rookie. I ain't never seen him dunk on nobody like that. I felt bad for Gallinari. I was trying my best not to get hyped for him, but hey, that boy got killed. And what made it even worse, man, he went up straight to his face and started barking at him. Hey man, that boy Lonny crazy. Y'all see he ain't do that to me though. Come on man, you know what it is. But hey, let's be real. It does show that boy Lonny is fearless. And that's what you need in this league if you want to win. Posted him up and got the easy dime to Gallinari as he hit the nice mid-range jump shot. And that boy needed that after getting baptized on that previous play. I was trying to go for a steal. That boy Lonny got a back cut and rose up again.
Damn! Oh my God!
Hey, he almost caught me, I'm not gonna lie. But I ain't make no contact with him, so that's technically not a poster. So before y'all saying Lil Cuz dunked on me, hey, relax. But if y'all know me, which y'all do, y'all know I definitely can't let that slide. Pushing in transition, going straight to the cup for the easy tomahawk jam. Let's get it. We almost up by 20 at this point. But like I said, ain't nobody watching that score. They waiting to see what we do next. And what I did next, drove straight to the cup, put this boy 14 in the gulag.
Damn! Oh my God!
That boy Wemby tried to block it, but you gotta be quicker than that. But speaking of Wemby, this play right here shut the arena down. Drove right past Cuzzo and then dunked on him and Wemby for the double poster. Rolls up on that thing.
Hey!
Hey, I told y'all, Cuzzo got that little dunk. You really thought I was finna let that slide? All them light skins that was eyeing him in the crowd, hey, they ain't looking at him no more. They looking at your boy. Kalani, if you are watching this, I did not mean it. But Lonny came down the court and got right back to it. Drove and got the easy layup. Bought me some barbecue lays, and I ain't even asked for no chips. That's crazy. Now at this point in the game, we was up by like 18. And to be real with y'all, I don't even know if you can consider this a game anymore. This was basically a one-on-one between me and Lonny. I mean, every play, it'd be me going at him, and then the next play, it'd be him going at me. That's just how it was all game. And he was doing everything. Driving to the cup, setting screens, and also shooting. I mean, this was intense, bro. Every player was highlight after highlight after highlight. Y'all know what I do.
Damn! Oh my God!
Got this crazy poster. Hey, let me know which poster y'all think was the most nasty from this game. I definitely had a few of them. But like I said, this was bigger than WrestleMania. This felt like a Super Bowl. This was a matchup between the best of the best. And we was putting our skills on full display for the world to see. I was doing my best to stay in front of Lonny, but he was running through a lot of screens. I'm telling y'all, that one dribble pull up, and he got that down pat. I could tell he'd been working on his game. He ain't never used to do that back in high school. Probably would have helped us win more games. But I came down on the other end and rose up for another tomahawk dunk, as I usually do. And as the third quarter went on, we was slightly increasing the lead as my boy JP stepped back and hit a tough mid-range bucket right over the defender. But as I was saying, as the game went on, we tried to put this way out of reach, but they kept fighting back. That boy Lonny would break off a screen, and he had a quick trigger. I mean, that boy could probably release any shot in about half a second. But I ended up locking down on defense, got that steal on him, and I pulled up. I know y'all boys didn't forget I could shoot. I ain't just no dunker now. Now I know some of y'all watching may think Lonny the best shooter. Some of y'all might think KK the best shooter. But hey, y'all forgot who started this thing. And just like Captain Price, man, y'all boys know I'm a shooter. As I hit the contested corner three right over Lonny. Y'all forget who the original sniper was, just cause I be dunking. Don't disrespect me now. As Lonny drove to the cup and hit a tough bucket, close range. That boy was doing his thing, but hey, so was I. Called for that screen and roll, and like I said, y'all forgot who the original sniper was. Pulled up. Hey, I better tell that boy Collins, like a staircase, better step up. We was absolutely bombing on both ends of the floor. And sadly, this bucket right here with 2 minutes left to go in the third would be my last bucket. Since we were up by like 30, coach decided to sit me for the rest of the game. And that would be it. But even though we were up by 30, the seats were still full, with Spurs fans and Wizards fans. This matchup definitely lived up to the hype. Now both teams played different, but me and Lonny definitely put on the show. They even gave both of us an ovation afterwards. I know Cuzzo was sick because he wanted to get that win, but hey, that's what happened when you go against the big dog, the big cousin, the original, the one and only. I know he couldn't wait to play me, but hey, be careful what you ask for, little cousin. This game was definitely fun though. We both put on the show. And as I was walking through the tunnel, I just heard the love from the fans. Man, this was so surreal. We was both hooping together in high school, and now we both got big fan bases at the highest level. But the good thing about the NBA, they got back-to-backs. So me and Lonny would definitely see each other a second time. Would it be as good as the first? Hey, let's find out. Next thing you know, it was time for All-Star Weekend. Now you just seen me and Lonny face off, but in this game, we would be on the same team. The good old Rising Stars game. Now some people believe I shouldn't even been in this game. It's my second year in the league, and at this point I'm just chasing championships. So this was really pointless. But any chance I got to hoop with my cousin, you knew I was gonna do it. We was both up and coming stars in the league, so I figured why not? Now this weekend, I'm probably gonna be competing in every single event. But this one had to be the most fun. Man, me and Cuzzo came out bombing. We had the crowd hype with crazy dunks, crazy assists, and that boy Lonny, hey, he was showing at his levels.
Hey!
We hadn't hooped together since high school, and this felt like high school again. Now, if y'all remember my rookie season, I was doing crazy stuff just like this. All-Star Weekend was the weekend that I showcased all of my talent. And Lonny, he was on the same type of time than I was. And you know the baddies be out All-Star Weekend, so that boy was looking to drop 100. Y'all know how it go, man. Anytime the Cheeks is out, the cousin's going crazy, no doubt. Well, just him, not me. You know what I'm saying? Just in case Kalani watching. But at this point in time, we already knew he was winning Rookie of the Year. Wasn't nobody competing with him. They was just analyzing what his second year was going to be like. And the way we was playing in this game, some people wondered what it would be like if we teamed up at the pro level. And I'm telling y'all right now, it would definitely get scary for the league. Whenever you think of them legendary duos, me and Lonny would definitely be one of them. Because in this game, could nobody stop either one of us. He'd get a bucket, then I would. Then he'd get another bucket, and then I'd follow up with the same thing. I did notice he started off his rookie season a little slow, but hey, he definitely made up for it, and I'm glad he did. Hey, I was just as proud as anybody else. Every time he scored a bucket, I'd be the first one standing up cheering for him. Hey, this was more about him than it was for me. I did this game last year. I just wanted him to go crazy. And he definitely lived up to expectations. Hey! You know, this All-Star Weekend, so every time you look up, it would be another Lonny highlight. And when I came in the game, I was just trying to finish the play for him. Whether that was me knocking down the open tray ball or me getting the dunk, I was going to make sure my boy got his assist. And best believe he was fond of me when I was wide open. Boom! And you definitely know I was delivering. Man, I'm telling y'all, we had the whole crowd going stupid that game. Every time one of us touched the ball, the crowd was all on their feet. And when the ball went in the basket, it sounded like an earthquake in that building. And you know me, I was having fun with it. It was the only time I got to chill during the year. Y'all know I'm focused on that MVP and that second ring. But this was a little load off. Got to hoop with my cousin and just really enjoy the game of basketball. Not be under the pressure of winning all the time, even though I'm a competitor, but just to have fun with it. Last year when I was in this game, it was the most viewed game ever. But this year, now that me and Lonny was in it, hey, they viewed it twice as much. I don't know if it's because we was going crazy or if they was just excited to see us on the same team for the first time in years. But whichever one it was definitely a good look for the NBA, which might push organizations to get us on the same team. Or maybe we could just only link up during All-Star Weekend. Who knows? If we do, it may be unfair. Think of like when KD went to the Warriors. It's gonna be something like that. And these defenders out here, they was just looking lost. And Lonny, he was stealing the show. And I was here for it all. That boy was gonna win the MVP for this game, and I was cool with it. Hey, I got mine, little cousin. Go ahead and get yours. Go to work. That boy was hooping like he had Jade Cargill back at the house. Everybody already knew who Lonny was, but after this game, he definitely made a name for himself. Crowd was hype. Hey, welcome to stardom, young fella. You up there with the big dogs now. Now, you just gotta capitalize and go get you a chip. Coming soon. Now this year your boy would be competing in a 3-point contest. And to be honest, I should have competed last year, but it is what it is. So this time, I was looking to come in and go ahead and get that trophy. In the first rack, I did pretty good. Didn't miss a shot. Then we was on to the wing. Tried to keep it going. And at this point, I hadn't missed. Up until that one. And then I knocked down the money ball. pulled up for the deep shot, couldn't get it to go. Then we was at the middle rack. Still got some work to do, but we at 12 right now. We just gotta get back hot. And this probably was my worst rack, but it's cool though. We still got time left on the clock, and we still got about 10 more shots, like we at the bar. But anyway, kept on going, and we got up to 20, and ended up knocking down the money ball to get to 22. And you know that corner 3 is the spot. So we heated up from the corner, and we ended up finishing with 26 points. And it was enough to get us in the second and final round. So this time, hey, we gotta go even crazier. I don't know if y'all been to IHOP this morning, but if I win this trophy, hey, Lonny gonna take me to the pancake house. But you know, we started off going crazy on the first rack. And this time, I switched up the money ball rack. Definitely think it was a bad idea, but it's all good because we got 3 of them to go. And this time, I ended up knocking down the deep shot again, and now we at 15 on the middle rack. And we just had to keep the energy going. Whole time I was just thinking about the pancake house. I wasn't even thinking about the shot going in. After this, I was finna go crazy. And now we at the other wing. Gotta finish. We at 24 right now, hit 25. Next thing you know, it was 26, and we was gonna finish off that rack at 29. And basically at this point, I knew I had won. Boy, I was about to go crazy. The Netflix was finna ask me the same question for about 8 hours. And just like that, your boy ended up getting the dub, and we taking that trophy home. But my All-Star weekend was far from over. You know your boy got some crazy dunks, so why wouldn't I compete in the dunk competition? Hey, I'm just glad D-Wade ain't no judge. But for the first dunk, I almost shut the world down with a lob that would've went in between the legs. I couldn't get it though. And we only had 3 attempts, so I wanted to do something crazy, but not too crazy so it went in. Hey! After that dunk, the judges definitely gave your boy a 50. But we had one more dunk to do to seal the deal. So you know, I decided to bring that mug back to the ankle. Hey! And hit a wild tomahawk. Hey, even the contestants I was going against jumped up after that. Man, you know we had this thing in the bag. Y'all know how my vertical get. And we took that thing home. And then it was time for the last event. The infamous All-Star game. Now, a lot of y'all OGs here, so you know exactly what happened last time I was in the All-Star game. Man, I'm telling you, it was so many dunks in that arena, you would think I had a lifetime supply of milk and cookies. Get it? Cause you dunked the cookies in them, yeah. And I ain't got no bald head, and it ain't shaped like a milk dud, but I definitely got my Michael Jordan bag as I hit the patent fadeaway jumper. I'm starting to incorporate this back in my game. Think of my fadeaway jumper like KK throwing it back. There's nothing you can do about it, and there's no chance of you stopping it at all. Might as well just accept it. I even hit this crazy poster over Dame Lillard and LeBron James. Man, my vertical was getting so crazy I was dunking over 2 people at the same time. I ain't doing that dunk contest no more, bro. I can't go home, whoop cheeks, and do the dunk contest. My legs be cooked, bruh. But I promise y'all, I wasn't looking to win All-Star MVP again or nothing. I literally came in with the mindset, I'm gonna just make a few plays and get on up out of there. It was a tiring weekend. But somehow, you know how it get with me, bruh. You know how competitive I am. And once I seen that we was down in the game, I just said forget all that, and I just tried to go crazy. That boy Devin Booker was talking trash too. Put that boy in a spin cycle at the laundromat. Introduced that boy to Dunkin' Donuts. He ain't no Starbucks fan. Now y'all literally just heard me say, I came in this game with the mindset, I'm just finna get a few buckets. I don't even want another All-Star MVP. But, hey, you know, sometimes the greats, they just gonna do what they do. And somehow, I ended up winning back-to-back All-Star Game MVPs. Now we got something else to put in that trophy case. But now, hey, we gotta lock in for the playoffs. We still got work to do. Well, Ladies and gentlemen, we here. Back in the playoffs again in only my second year. And after winning the championship the first time, you know I had high expectations coming into this playoffs. We finished out the season strong, gained that number 1 seed. And not only that, your boy took home that MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. And I made first team. So you could really say I was playing the best basketball I've ever played in my life. And for the Bucks, hey, they better be worried, because I'm trying to chase another ring. And as soon as tip-off was getting ready to happen, the arena was lit, everybody was ready, and it was time to handle business. I wanted to bring a championship to this city, just like I did in Chicago. Only this one was a little more personal. Everybody gave up on me and tried to act like I'm not the best player in the league. So let's go show them. And on the first play of the game, drove right past Dame Lillard. R.I.P. Chris Middleton. Setting the tone early. Like I said, it's some of the best basketball I played in my life. Think I'm finna play with these boys? Better call the National Guard or the Army or something. You gonna need it. Yeah, I know last year in my first playoff game, I started off hot. And in this game, I was looking to do the exact same thing. I'm telling y'all, the Milwaukee Bucks might be in trouble. I called ISO every chance I got, and I capitalized every time. I knew that boy Dame couldn't guard me. Like I said, I'm chasing my second ring, and I'm doing everything to make sure it happens. As my teammate knocked down the corner 3. If I get this second ring, man, that'll be 2 rings in only 2 years. I think I gotta be in the GOAT conversation after that. I know I got a lot more to do in this league, but come on now. 2 rings in 2 years? That's kind of crazy. And on this possession, call for the screen and roll. Hey! Bobby Portis better look out. I'm telling y'all, once I get locked in, it ain't nobody that could really stop me. You just gotta pray. And the team was locked in too, on the offensive end and on the defensive end. Everything was just clicking. Everybody was on the same type of mindset, on the same type of timing. And me, I was gonna lead this pack just like I did last year. It don't matter if it's a different team, different city, different coaching, it's gonna end in the same results. And that's people on the ground like this, and me holding up that trophy at the end of the year. And at this point in the game, I was playing like the best player on the planet. Maybe playing like the best player that ever lived. Can't get ahead of myself though, because the game ain't over, and we still got a lot of work to do. But we could start by knocking down that tray ball. And that's exactly what we did. And I ended up hitting one of the greatest plays of all time as I got the block.
Damn! Oh my God!
And then I lobbed it to myself on the other end. Hey man, I don't know what type of bag I was in, but I think it's way bigger than a duffel. And on this possession, sized him up and went straight to the cup and got the easy dunk. The energy in this building was crazy. And this putback almost blew the roof off of that place. I didn't even know I was gonna catch it, man. But the way I seen it coming off the rim, I figured why not try it? And that was the perfect way to end the quarter. As I drive straight to the cup and end up getting an and one bucket. Hey, I need everybody to say it with me. We in the playoffs. When I'm at the line, it's 100% every single time, man. Y'all see the green. I won the MVP voting by a landslide. And this game was showing exactly why. I was making all the right plays, and I was really showing why I was the most valuable player to my team. I was the reason a lot of stuff happened. Whether it was getting the assist, getting the board and pushing, or going to get a bucket. Whatever it was, I was making it happen. And couldn't nobody guard, especially not Giannis or Dame. I was making them boys look like they was 6'2", they couldn't guard. And this dude sent that boy back into 2017 doing that nay-nay dance. And I pulled up for the mid-range bucket, cash, nothing but net. And with that bucket, I would once again set the franchise record for most points in a playoff game. Hey, watch your head though.
Hey!
Man, that was 2 putbacks in the same game. And this time, Dame Lillard got caught in the crossfire. I'm telling y'all, I was hooping like Jesus Christ today. That's just how I was feeling this morning. As I end up getting the steal, and Giannis ain't step up, so had to teach that boy a lesson. Possession after possession, bucket after bucket, I couldn't be stopped. And I think everybody on the Bucks team knew it. We was the higher seed, and we had the MVP on our team. So the odds was definitely in our favor. That don't mean nothing though. You gotta come out and perform. In this game, I definitely came out and did just that. I knew I was going crazy, but it wasn't until I drew this foul and then I looked up at the Jumbotron and I realized, hey, I had 51 points. And it's wild because it wasn't even halftime yet. So they had a whole nother half of guarding me. But coach ended up sitting me the entire third quarter. But I wasn't tripping though.
Damn! Oh my God!
I came right back in and got straight to work. I'm telling y'all, they probably wish coach would have sat me for the rest of the game. But you know I had to come in and get another highlight play real quick. I didn't realize how bad I did, buddy, until after I seen the replay. When he go back home to his girl, all of his clothes and belongings gonna be on that front porch. She was definitely done with buddy after that. But it ain't stopped there. I was still looking to cook as I drove to the lane and got another easy dunk right over Giannis. And at this point, we was up by hellas. This game was basically out of reach and I got another and one bucket. And you best believe I was hype after that one. It's 100% from the line. I ain't even gotta show y'all. But that and one bucket? Hey man, that was crazy. Flipped it up out of nowhere. I was screaming so loud, but you couldn't even hear me. Everybody in the arena was going crazy after that. But I told coach I didn't even want to come out the game. I'll play the whole fourth quarter if I have to. And after we got this board and pushed in transition, we get this dagger right here.
Hey!
Crazy lob, and that was all she wrote. I had 64 points, and we took home that dub by a large margin too. And as I was walking out in the tunnel, I was getting MVP chants, GOAT chants, everything you could think of. Everybody was hyped for us. In this game, it just proved our dominance. And to be honest with y'all, we kept that throughout the whole playoffs, one by one. No matter who they had us matched up with, and we prevailed every time. Each game was one step closer to getting that second championship. And as the season went on, like I said, we just asserted dominance. I kept playing at an MVP level, and there was really nothing the Bucks could do about it. And you know when you got that home court advantage, it's crazy. And what's wild is, we played better on the road. So if we dominating at home, hey, you in trouble. They was calling us the Road Warriors, because we would come in there and get a dub just like we did at home. And throughout this first series, I was breaking all kind of franchise records. You could argue that I was one of the greatest Wizards of all time, and I had only been there for one season. I wasn't really worried about the records or nothing though. Like I told y'all, championship was the main goal for me. I wasn't worried about no highlight dunks, no records, no flashy stuff. Man, we gotta get the job done. So I just stayed locked in every single game. Games 2 and 3 was no problem. If it's one thing about me, I'm always looking to get better. So also throughout this series, I was trying out new things just to see if they worked. I ended up getting my mid-range game a little bit more consistent. And y'all already know my slashing ability was second to none. And somehow, it got even better. And don't even get me started on the defense. I know y'all boys ain't think I won that Defensive Player of the Year for nothing. I'm telling y'all, I could lock up. And I don't work no night shifts. And man, the highlight plays just kept coming and coming. I even stared at the camera after this one. Bobby Portis, say goodbye to your wife. She don't want you no more. She definitely don't want you no more. And at the end of the series, I dapped up my boy Dame, and he told me keep going. And that's exactly what we did. We would go on to sweep a Joel Embiid-less 76ers, and then our next matchup would be the Knicks. I had to see Jalen Brunson again. Yeah, I know he was hooping last time I played him, but it just wasn't enough. It was something different about this year. It was like everything that was happening was just destined to happen. The first year I had a lot of trial and error. I ain't know I was even gonna make it to the finals that year. But this time, it felt like I had to. It felt like the headline was already written in stone. Corey Cash comes into the league, wins a championship, gets released to a new team, and does the exact same thing. Wins another one, and in dominating fashion. I thought about that since the season started. I never got rattled. I just came in with a good mindset, and I told y'all when I first got here, I wanted to lead this team to a championship. We got the Bucks out the way. We got the 76ers out the way. And I don't even watch no Spike Lee movies. So you know I definitely wasn't worried about the Knicks. And just like that, we will move on to the NBA Finals. And our matchup, no other than Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. Yeah, we had to go up against the Clippers. And the Clippers finally did what everybody was waiting for them to do. Make it to the finals and see if they could get a championship. Russ ain't got one, Harden ain't got one, and PG ain't got one. But I got one, and I know what it takes to do it. So coming into this finals matchup, I really wasn't worried about no duo or trio. I just had to keep playing my game, make sure the team stayed locked in, and we was gonna pull this thing off. The road to get here, it definitely wasn't easy. I ain't have as much help as I did my first year, so you know I kinda had to build this thing on my own, brick by brick, no Franklin Saint. And James Harden and the Clippers, they definitely made it a battle. Even though I was the MVP and I was playing the best I ever have, they was still making it tough. But that's what I like about the league. Every day, it challenges me to get better. And if I want to be one of the GOATs, like Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, if I want to have my name up there with them guys, I got to go through some trial and error. And I've definitely faced the error. But I've also stepped up when my team need me to step up. And that's what set me apart from others. I really turned this organization around. From being at the bottom of the pit last year to now being in the NBA Finals. I bet nobody would ever see that coming. Throughout the year I've been shot at, and I was counted out by a lot of people. So you can best believe this championship run meant a little bit more than the first one. I haven't felt counted out like this since I was at Bluff. Way back in the day when I was in high school. And that just lit a fire in me. It was like me against the world. And sometimes, that's how it gotta be if you want to get better. Not just get better, if you want to be great. One of the greatest of all time. And in the blink of an eye, that was it. Series over. 141 to 114. We closed the Clippers out in 6 games. And your boy had his second ring. Around this time last year, I went through the same thing with the Bulls. A few months later, I got released, and now I'm right back where I belong. In the NBA Finals, next to the commissioner, holding up that trophy. Did it with a new group of guys, and we definitely built a bond this season. I don't know what the future holds, but hopefully I can stay with this organization and be one of the greatest that ever played here. And once again, your boy took home that Finals MVP. This time, I was definitely on top of the world. With no drama, no nothing. I just get to celebrate and put another stamp on my legacy, chasing greatness. 2 championships in only 2 years. Now, we gotta come into this next season and get another one. But who knows what'll happen? Will I be on this same team? This was only a 1-year contract, so they could get me up out of here. Or I could end up staying. Who knows? Maybe I'll team up with Cuzzo. Maybe I'll go to a different team. Maybe I'll form a super team. But the good thing about my life, it's always another chapter. So stay tuned.